Let's talk about something that is a little weird when it comes to uh, what's going on. We just talked about oversaturation of drivers, and Uber's earnings report is tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And last quarter earning report, during their call, they said that they've gained 1.5 million new drivers to bring their total driver worldwide at 6.5 million. What is
Yeah.
going on with Lyft? I'm not sure, but why are they adding more and more sign-up bonuses to drivers to get new drivers on board? And not only that, the announcement that they made earlier was one of the things that they said was to try to attract new drivers onto the platform. So why are
Yeah.
they trying to bring new drivers onto the platform when it's probably already oversaturated as is?
Yeah. I mean, this is from my app. $1,000 to refer a driver, and they get $670. So that's $1,670, Chris. Lyft is putting out for a brand spanking new driver, and they probably will show them a few ride challenges for the first month or so in the honeymoon period, right?
Yep.
I mean, literally, they're going to put out like, I don't know, $2,500 to onboard a new driver while they're already flushed with drivers. You know what I'm saying? And the veteran that's doing a lot of trips is not going to sniff any of this, right? So I get the idea. This has been like this for 10 years now, or 12 years that rideshare has been around, right? These companies churn and burn. Average lifespan or a life of a driver, not literally, figuratively, on the platforms is 8 months or less. Okay. So here's a business model, just like, when we talked about with the guarantee, the business model that 24% right off the top is going, and they cannot control their costs. And here, they cannot control the driver either. People do it for 8 months and they go. Now they have to, and 80%, by the way, quit in less than a year. So what kind of business are we running here that we have to literally replenish the driver base every year, Chris? Literally, the whole bunch has to go, a new bunch shows up. And every time a new bunch shows up, this kind of dollars, millions, hundreds of millions, maybe potentially billions of dollars in marketing has to show up for these people to attract drivers. Well, which is it? Yahoo or whoever wrote that article in that garbage saying that, oh, Lyft did this to attract new drivers. Well, here's the money speaks, bullshit walks right here. So spending close to a couple $1,000s to attract a newbie. Maybe, Chris, they know that 70-30 split will work really well with these guys because they're going to accept everything, right? And then they're not going to know any better. By the time they know we're going to get our, $1,670 out of these people, they're not going to get that out of me because they're paying me $1,000 to refer a driver.
Well, my question is, out of the 15%, how many are brand spanking new drivers that are at that lower level? Are those the drivers that get turn and burn in a month? Are those the ones that are like, oh, this isn't doing it for me, so I don't drive anymore, and this is trying to just keep them on the platform or something? But because they'll say, oh, because you made less than the split, we're gonna bump up your earnings to that, and then they'll be like, oh, I feel nice and I feel good, and they're good. The next week is gonna go run around, and the same exact thing's gonna happen. They're just gonna be like the dumbest drivers on the road.
Yeah, I mean, if there is one thing we can agree with everybody is oversaturation, right? Every market's oversaturated, pretty much, except with the exception of a couple, like, right? Boston is not, and it's top market. Some markets are not, but most people would agree that the markets are oversaturated. LA is definitely oversaturated. I mean, I cannot be more sure about that than my name. Okay. Well, why are you paying me $1,000 for a new driver? I mean, that's like cannibalizing my own business, referring a new driver and I get $1,000, they get $670, some more perks on the back end, probably some ride challenges or whatever. $2,500 for a single driver is like, that's crazy money, right?
Well, and then on top of it, they have to give 210 rides in 30 days. How many of those are actually going to do that?
I don't know. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money they're putting out for new drivers, while to me, at least, it doesn't look like they need any more.
Yep. Well, actually, I'm going back, and it says they'll earn a bonus up to 670. So that doesn't mean that's probably the earnings guarantee is 670
potentially, but when they say that, right? So it's like,
yeah.
But again,
I don't know. I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe in the following week when they do their earnings call, we might have a little bit of insight why they're trying to recruit so many drivers. But right now,
maybe Uber is going to say, "Oops, it wasn't 6.5 million. We missed out."
Yeah,
When I got
right.
all those, he said it was like 2.5 million. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. No, look, the business is set up. It's been like this, churn and burn for the last 12 years. I am sure they figured out the cost of that marketing that they have put out in order what return they get of these drivers, right? They're not dumb people over there. So they figured out this is the best way, as opposed to saving all those hundreds of millions of marketing dollars and take care of the existing drivers, because we know they're going to quit anyway. So we need the new fresh blood, and then we might as well spend the money on this. I'm sure they did the numbers. Or how about this? Take all that money on the new, referrals or all the bonuses they put out to onboard drivers, pay it to the full-timers, right? Pay more to the full-timers a little bit. Show them the money, as opposed to these newbies who are going to get on auto accept, and their take rates with these people are probably like through the roof, right? So they have figured this shit out. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.